All right, welcome back. Like I'm a dummy. I put the wrong code up there. Like it's you never notice till you do stuff for trying just prove I'm legit a little bit and kind of help it red market stop sign. It's I'm having issues with my editor for some reason. I have no clue. I can't find Visual Studio for some reason, and it's there. It's listed there in the thing, but like it's saying I can't find it. Like edit preferences, external tools, Visual Studio 2022, Visual Studio 22.6 enabled. Somehow it's saying I can't find it. So I can't. And like I said, it's that's the thing about working with Unity that's different than Unreal, and there's a lot more. Sometimes it's just things where you can go and it's troubleshooting. I love about that. I love solving problems. So that's what I like about Unity. And not like saying you get a lot of problems with Unity, but like it's more of it when you gotta do when you're doing your own scripting, and I'm not doing scripting in Unreal. So that's why I like Unity more than Unreal, because I'm not doing scripting in it. We're just in blueprints, and that's their logic. I'm blocking it together. That's you know it's gonna work. It's like if it ain't gonna work, if it's gonna let you, it won't work. It doesn't work. It's not gonna work. Off the bat, it's not gonna work. If you put the wrong block next to the wrong block, it's not gonna work. But this is pulling stuff out of the air and out of my mind to do it. That's why I like Unity. But like there's a difference. That's the difference to me. And I mean that's all preference still, but like it's still you can still to me there's a lot of they add a lot of perks. Unreal has a lot of perks. And both of them just keep on adding more perks to get you to want to use one or the other. That's the difference. But I put well, we'll talk about this real quick first. Because there's always a couple, and that's the thing. There's always a couple ways to do things. So I put it. There we go. All right. I forgot to put force mode dot force. You got force mode to add behind. I got forward vector tab was 100, and the forward vector might have. I might could just put forward. Let's see. Vector three forward, three forward. Let's see. Sometimes it don't. We get confused. It's like because they're forward vector, it's always changing. That's something that's like confused me sometimes. I don't like it because it's always changing. It's always so when you turn it, like we get if you got this in start, or I put it in the wake, it's gonna be or if I try to assign it beforehand, the forward vector, like it's not gonna be the forward vector at that moment at that tick. So it has to be updated. So like, because if we put it in start, it's going to grab the forward vector from the start. And so wherever the forward vector was at start, that's the position it's gonna log for forward vector. And it's like I put like forward vector be forward equals transform forward. It's gonna be the transform forward at start, not at the moment after you turn and move around. So that's the stuff that kind of gets me sometimes. So and I put vector 3 forward, it should be the forward vector of the object at that moment. So I shouldn't probably have to put forward vector. That's the other thing too. But like it's you get confused sometimes because even with motion and rotations and stuff, it just it's all tech dependent. Like when at the moment are you calling at the right moment? Are you grabbing that information at the right moment? But I forgot to put force. Let's see. I'll do this all the way over here. So hit pause, go into game mode. Go to F. So the forward vector is facing this way. That's Z's more down that. And the capsule, the player, which is but it's not going. And some people, this is just proof, that like, you know, so you got it. It's not going down the forward vector. It's going down the forward vector of like the original forward vector, but it's facing the right forward vector. It's being instantiated with the right forward vector, but it's moving down the wrong forward vector. And then, so like that's to go up against vector 3 forward and not calling the actual forward vector of transaction transform forward of the box. The forward vector, so forward back. And this should fix it. So it's actually going down the forward vector of the player now. Of the like I said, this stop sign. I hate having these stop signs in there. Like there should be no stop signs. That's it. Like I said, it's a it's something that's non-functional. It's something it's an editor problem, and it's not a. It's nothing to do with the game, but it's the fact that communication between Visual Studio is that you can't find Visual Studio for some reason. The only one I'd like to accept to like, this, you know, it's one of those things. I gotta figure out what because there's something else going on with garbage collector too. Like I don't know why garbage collector is making a whole bunch of garbage collection. I have no clue. I don't have no destroy command or anything. I never have anything. There should be anything going on in the garbage selector right now whatsoever. Normally there's nothing that goes on the garbage selector, but I've got something going on with the garbage selector. But now I take this out. Like I said, there's always different ways to do it. There's different ways because like I can take this out, comment this out. But I can use this right here to drive it. And go back into play. Like I said, that's Visual Studio is not a code for anything wrong with it, but like it's annoying. So I gotta figure out like what's it doing, and it's still being affected by gravity. But like if there's physics interactions with it, like there's just something that if it's acting on something that has the physics that you have some sort of physics going calculation going on, it's gonna mess it up. But I mean, if you don't know that and you're doing stuff, you know, once you want to fix something, that's how I do it with update without using to get your rigid body. But yeah, I forgot to put force mode force underneath there for the but like I said, you never just the little things that like I really don't try to use fixed update too much. A lot of stuff that I don't use and then this you don't want to have all those boxes add up. You want to actually add you want to do if you were doing it like that, you want to do it with a polling method. And then you'd instantiate your pool at like at a wake at some point somewhere on something, and you pull from that pool and put it back into that pool, and then that said that's probably be within player controls. I can separate the player controls and player movement, but would it being would it being kind of like without having to have to do like any slope formula or anything like that, or do anything for I'm using character controller, so I really don't, I really don't probably need to like, I can, I mean, it's just, I mean, the amount of code on that strip would be pretty much, I think I would alleviate 1, 2, 3 lines. These 3 lines, so the difference probably be 3 lines of code. These 3 lines wouldn't be there, and throw box would be with a something inside the control inside the control slip. So it'd be this method here instantiating, and it's like be 4 lines of code versus to make a whole strip of 4 lines of code. If I don't have any other, if I don't have any other, if I don't have any other type of controls, and all he's doing is moving around and throwing boxes, is it? It's really worth it to go ahead and. But I mean, it's organized. I don't know how much more efficient it's going to be. But like I said, I've learned code on my own. So like, but anybody out there would probably, tell me anything better, but like, I don't try to like, man, see, it should be throwing a warning out there too. That's not doing it. So I should be getting a warning for this right here. I should be getting a warning for that. It's not, that's still going out. Yeah, and I was put that in there just to show. I was going to show like the yellow stop sign thing, because like I get a lot of yellow stop signs. A lot of times it's something like this where I was trying something out and I didn't want to put it in serialized rules. Sometimes serialized rules aren't editable. They don't edit right. For some reason, I don't know why. I put a serialized fill out there and I try to edit it at runtime and during while I was playing, and it won't let me do it. And like, so I just go ahead and I keep it as a public. But like, just to test it out till I get so till I know, like, that's the way I wanted to play. But it should be giving me an error right there for that. It should be giving me yellow caution. Let's see if I do something else. No, it's not. There's no yellow caution. That's if I do have anything going on down here, it's the yellow cautions ever, or I have some white comments. The only thing except, or I'll have a package manager for just trying to search for packages online and they can't get it. They can't find it. They can't get online, so put it. I'm not unable to perform online search. But this whole thing right here with the Visual Studio, I don't know what the deal is. Throwing the exception. But yeah, that's like I said, just a quick, it's like I'm not trying to teach because I don't know if, like I said, there's too many. Sometimes there's too many. There's a balance and stuff, but like there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. It kind of messes stuff up. And like I'm not trying to be, you know, it's one of those things. Really, I'm one man. So if I'm the people don't want it, there's a consensus of people that don't want, things taught or stuff like that. Because like I mean, I don't mind teaching people, but I'm not, some people don't want it. Some people don't want that. I mean, people try to dictate your life outside of what you do. And then when you want to put it on public, you're adding to public, you know, things that like they may not want publicized. Like I publicize my life lately, but I got legal issues that I shouldn't be having, and like so like it's the only reason why, and I hate it because like I don't talk like that. I don't talk. I don't. This right here. But like it's you gotta put yourself out there and try to do something sometime. But like talking about my personal life or anything like that, or getting any, not do it personal. My opinion, I try to keep my opinion out of everything. I try to keep it to fact, exactly what it is, and nothing more than that. But like yeah, so like teaching people, I live, you got a big institute, and I got one person. Not saying that they're gonna come after me, but it may be, they got people getting thousands of dollars to like, and there's way better, there's some way better tutorials out there. There's people with like, you know, they've done it for years, like me. They've done tutorials. There's people that like actually like, they get on Fiverr and they're selling tutorials and why, you know, and that's the other thing. If I'm putting it out there for free, and these people are some people are trying to make money off of it. That's the other thing you get to where you call a person that's putting it out there for free fraud. When I'm not fraud, and it's not and they try to tell you that's not how it works, so they can, make sure they get money. So to alleviate that, I tend not to teach because I'm not in competition with nobody, and I'm not trying to interfere with anybody trying to get money. So if you would understand me, you should probably understand me with that. With me saying that should be enough to understand that I don't teach. Because like that's the and then like me not having a team, I should have no problem with, but or everything I put online, I do on my own. Like I've been doing it. That's been my pastime for like the last since I started going to school in 2008. Research, update my knowledge, practice. Research, update my knowledge, practice. Research, update my knowledge, practice. That's all I do, pretty much. But then work normally. But like I said, right now I got legal issues I shouldn't even be having. So like I'm not trying to like, and then I'm not like I said, I'm not out there to rant or do anything to put out there in public. But yeah, the game like a game is coming. Like I said, it's still that one man thing, and like I have a I mean, I've put demos. I've shown enough to know that I got a functioning game that can make a game. I've shown enough to do it. It's just the fact of like lining up and doing it without getting robbed or having somebody use me to rip somebody else off or getting my game pirated or stepping on toes and like I'm not trying to or just taking people off. Then I'm black. Ooh, excuse me, it's early morning. Like but and that's not like it's saying people are racist, but it's the fact that like I mean, not like I'm not. If I hate to try and worry about that, like it's just some people, and I don't have clout. If I had a ton of clout, I wouldn't be worried about that stuff. And I really don't like. I should have, and then coming from St. Louis, not trying to make people look or make St. Louis look bad or embarrass St. Louis or embarrass or anything like that or do anything or like speak for St. Louis or anything like that either. Because that's not my. I'm not a person that's like I don't know, but I do this. I do this very well. Like I do think. Thank you for checking me out. But like I said, that was the yeah. I forgot to put force mode dot force. And the count of the other part of like of the code that I meant. But like I said, I've been using Unity since 3.5. It was with your body add force, back to 3, whatever, in the beginning by itself. Balance, now it's not. Look, thanks for checking out. Just putting that, fixing that typo, and like I said, I got, like I said, this, and then the garbage collector thing that I got going on right now. I don't know what the deal is with that. Cause like it should be, I never have a garbage collector. There should be nothing on garbage collector. That should be a flat line. Yeah, now I've got like a lots of activity for some reason. So, but thanks for checking me out. But checking out the work. Don't I mean not me, you know, the work. Thanks for checking out the work and checking out me on YouTube and everything else, Twitch and whatever, or you know, Instagram. Happy holidays.